So the first motorcycle I ever rode by myself was a 600cc Katana. Just rode it down the road and back. I remember it being really heavy, but mind you, I didn't weightlift back then, and I was a stick. You can ask anybody that knew me in high school and stuff, like, I was a little stick, okay? Well, anyways, so I rode that, and then turns out that bike was stolen, so couldn't get it legal, so didn't get to learn or anything. That was the last time I rode that one. And then, okay, check this out. So this bike, we actually bought this bike when Tracy graduated boot camp. Okay, the exact bike. I went through pictures, and it was just a year older. Same color, everything. So, I actually almost died on that bike. So, well, almost wrecked. But I rode it on the river and pulled into one of those French rod parks. And I was fine. It was fine. I pulled, I turned it around, but I was on a hill taking off. And I took off, whiskey throttled, went up onto the bank across the road, which the bank was like this, you know, it was mulch. So I went up on the bank, banked it, came back down, jumped the fucking ditch thing, got back on the road, and finally got back to the parking lot where I took off from. And I was like, yeah, I'm not getting back on that thing. Because it terrified me, it scared me to death. Because I was like, the weight was like crazy. Well, anyways, the next bike I rode was the 1100 B-Star in a movie theater parking lot. That was the next bike, and that was pretty recent. That was last year. So then, and that's like me, you know, I was running a bitch all last year, which sucked. Like, I always, like, ever since, like, I had my dirt bike, I was wanting my own bike, you know. And finally traded a rifle for my Vulcan 750. It was not running. Okay, correction. It was running. It just wouldn't, the tire wouldn't turn when you know, push the throttle. It just grind. So we placed the final drive and all that. Got it running. I redid that whole fucking bike, man. Had 47,000 miles on it when I sold it for $2,000. Which, I mean, for all the work I put into that damn thing, like, even $2,000, I was like not wanting to sell. Like, I literally cried my eyes out when I sold that bike. Had tears in my eyes when I shook the guy's hand and he left. I was like, oh my god. Anyways, next day, seen this online, messaged them. They said they'd take $2,300. I was like, you know, obviously something's wrong with it. In my head, you know, obviously something's wrong with it, but I'm willing to fix it. That's kind of my mentality with stuff like this. So anyways, we rode all the way to Virginia to get this thing. It's like almost 3 hours. And picked it up, and they moved it for me to a part of the upper yard so I could drive off with it. Well, went to leave and it had died. And I immediately have this on GoPro. I'll insert the clip.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No, you gotta be kidding me.
Is the battery's low?
It's a brand new battery. It ain't even freaking a couple weeks
I just started and wrote it up here.
Have you ever changed the stator?
Mm-mm. No, it was like this the other day. Like, it was weak, so I rode it like a good 30 minutes around, and after that it was fine. It was just because I haven't been riding it.
Well, turns out it was definitely the stator. So it looks like this road's gonna be fun. Woo! I don't know if you can see how fucking high that was, but that was fucking whew. Another thing, beginners. Okay. Another thing. If you're new, put yourself in a lot of different situations as you ride on purpose because you will get used to it. You know, that's how you get used to stuff. You don't want to be unexpectedly in a situation like, oh, you see a patch of gravel and you're not going that fast. Hit that shit, man. Like, it's not gonna hurt anybody. You know, you're gonna feel what it feels like. Go slow at first, you know. Don't freak out. You're doing it controlled. You know what I'm saying? This is the lake that everybody fishes in, but there's no fish. You know why there's no fish? Because they drain it all the time, and like completely drain it. You know, there's like no goddamn fish in there. And people, as soon as they fill it back up, people be out here with their little fishing poles, fucking fishing, thinking they're gonna catch something. And I'm like, bro, you're not gonna catch anything. There's nothing living in that lake. There might be a turtle or something. I don't know if they stalk it. I guess they could stalk it, but you see them stalking fish and that if they drain it all the time. Because then they're just killing fish, you know. It's like, oh, let me stalk this. Fish gonna die in a couple months, man. Every one of y'all, look, a whole bunch of fucking people with fishing poles. Like, I'm just like, it should be like, did you catch anything? No? Really? That's so surprising. Look at this cool view going down this. This is where it kind of starts now. All the little switchbacks. Just gonna go around. Woo. God, it scares me every time. I'm not used to it yet, bro. I'm not used to it. This road is so fun. My goal is to keep it in the lines. Like, I'm not even worried about speed as much as just having fun keeping it in between the lines. You guys are gonna love this video. Woo! Okay. I'm alright. Crazy lady. Crazy lady. Lord Jesus. I guess if you lived up here, you wouldn't really have anywhere to walk. Bring it around town, yo. Bring it around town. See, they had the same idea. They're like, this road's fun as shit. Like I said, that's the first time I've been down it on this bike. Next time I'll probably go a little faster, but I'm still scraping pretty good. Not pretty good, but I'm still scraping. Just let the pine cones there. This is probably the worst curve. It's 15. 15. Woo, woo, woo. Going, 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 going. Made it. Going this way. Torquey little thing, man. Torquey. I lied. I fucking lied. This is the worst one now. I'm just joking. Always excel out of the curve. You literally cannot go that fast with these at all. I kind of want to go back up this.